The law of return is cruel for those who attack the chosen. What happens next will shock you. Hey there, family. Have you ever felt like people turn against you for no reason? Like you're just trying to live in peace, do good things, but somehow they still lie on your name, talk behind your back, or try to block your path? Let me tell you something powerful. There's a hidden law in the universe. It's called the law of return. And it's very real, especially for people who attack the chosen ones. Who are the chosen? People with a light inside, people with a purpose, people like you. Now here's the wild part. When someone tries to harm a chosen one, it might look like nothing happens right away. But trust me, the universe sees everything, and when it responds, it hits hard. The law of return doesn't play favorites. Whatever people send out, especially evil, they get back. Double, triple, sometimes more. In this video, I'm going to show you what really happens when someone goes after a chosen one. The stories, the signs, the truth that nobody talks about. So don't scroll away. Stick with me till the end. You won't believe how it all unfolds. Drop a comment if this message speaks to you. Show love by liking and sharing. And if you feel like one of the chosen, join our community. We're growing, we're strong, and we stand together. Let's go deeper. Your spirit will thank you. Some people carry light inside them. You can't always see it, but it's there. These people move through life with kindness, truth, and purpose. They don't hurt others, they help. They don't gossip, they guide. And even when things are tough, they stay true to who they are. But something strange happens sometimes. There are people who see that light and can't stand it. They feel small next to it. So instead of growing their own light, they try to dim yours. They lie, they betray, they laugh behind your back. They push you down, hoping you'll break. At first, it may look like they're winning. You might feel like the one losing, hurting in silence, while they smile like nothing's wrong. But here's the truth. There's a force in this world that sees everything, even when no one else does. That's where the law of return steps in. It's like planting a seed. Whatever someone puts into the world, good or bad, comes back to them. Not right away, not when they expect it, but when the time is right, it returns. And when someone attacks a person who walks with purpose, that return is not gentle. It's sharp, it's sudden, it shakes their whole life, and you'll notice it. That same person who once tried to break you might suddenly lose the very thing they bragged about: money, love, peace, respect. Their life starts to fall apart, little by little, and they don't even understand why. It's not revenge, it's not hate, it's balance. The universe, or God, or whatever name you give to the higher power, it doesn't forget. When someone tries to harm a soul that's chosen to do right, the law steps in like a mirror. It reflects every action right back at them. So if you've been hurt without reason, remember this: you're not cursed, you're protected. Keep walking in purpose, because while others play with darkness, your light is watched over. And the law? It never misses. The law of return is more than just a saying or an idea. It's not just karma the way people casually talk about it, like what goes around comes around. It's much deeper than that. It's spiritual justice. And it's especially real when it comes to people known as the chosen ones. Chosen ones aren't perfect, but they are special. They are the ones who are sent into the world with a purpose, to bring light, healing, and truth. They go through a lot of pain and rejection, not because they are weak, but because they carry something strong inside them, a gift, a calling. That's why when someone attacks or mistreats a chosen one, it doesn't go unnoticed. It's not just bad behavior, it's a spiritual mistake. It's like someone trying to throw a rock at the sun. It might seem bold in the moment, but the energy that comes back is too powerful to handle. This is not superstition. This is not luck. This is sacred order set by the universe, by God, or the divine laws that rule over everything. The law of return watches closely. And when someone tries to bring harm to the chosen, they're not just causing trouble, they're going against a force that protects truth, light, and balance. And here's where it gets real. When people go out of their way to hurt someone who's walking in truth, that same energy doesn't just bounce back, it multiplies. The pain they tried to send out becomes their own lesson, and it usually hits harder than they ever expected. So if you've been hurt while doing good, if people have lied about you, tried to destroy your peace, or laughed at your light, remember this truth. You are not forgotten. You are guarded. And those who moved against you, they didn't break you. They broke a sacred law, because the law of return doesn't need loud revenge. It works in silence, and it never misses a target. The world is full of different people, but among them, there are a few who stand out, not because they try to, but because they're meant to. These are the chosen ones. A chosen one isn't someone who's rich, famous, or loud. In fact, most chosen ones feel like outsiders. They often wonder why they don't fit in, why their path feels harder, or why they carry such heavy feelings inside. But here's the truth. They are marked with a divine purpose. From a young age, chosen ones feel different. They care deeply. They see pain others ignore. They ask big questions. They feel things more intensely. Sometimes they struggle with loneliness because they walk a path few understand. But even when they don't realize it, unseen forces are guiding them. Whether it's God, angels, ancestors, or the universe, it's like a quiet voice in their soul that keeps pushing them forward, even when life gets dark. They go through trials, not to destroy them, but to shape them. Their pain becomes their power, their losses become lessons, and their silence becomes strength. What makes someone chosen is not how perfect they are, it's their heart, a heart that refuses to give up, a heart that still hopes, still prays, still loves, even after being broken. They bring light into dark places. They lift others, even when no one lifts them. And slowly, without even realizing it, they begin to change the atmosphere around them. That's what makes them different. Not because they try to be better, but because they were chosen to be a light in a world that often forgets what light looks like. So if you've ever felt like you didn't belong, if your heart pulls you towards something greater, even when life gets hard, you might just be one of them. Not everyone will understand you, but the ones who are meant to will feel your light. And the ones who try to dim it, they will answer to a force far bigger than they know, because the chosen don't walk alone. They are watched, guided, and protected every step of the way. Hurting a regular person is already wrong. But when someone chooses to attack a chosen one, it's something far more dangerous. It's like placing your hands on lightning. At first, it might not seem like anything happened. No flash, no smoke, no loud bang. But just because you can't see the burn right away doesn't mean it's not there. It's building, quietly, deeply, and powerfully. The chosen ones walk with a charge inside them. It's not something you can touch or measure, but it's real. It's spiritual energy, it's protection, it's fire from above. They don't ask for this light, it's given to them. It surrounds them like invisible armor. When someone lies on them, mocks them, or tries to destroy their peace, it may seem like they got away with it. The chosen one might cry, they might feel alone, they might even stay silent. But the energy of the universe is never silent. The one who caused harm has now reached into something sacred, a living current that connects the chosen to a higher power. And just like touching lightning, the return doesn't always come instantly, but it always comes. That's how the law of return works. People think they can throw darkness and walk away untouched, but when they throw that darkness at someone carrying divine light, it reflects, not with noise, but with force. The same way a storm gathers in silence until lightning strikes and the world shakes. It might come in the form of loss, of confusion, of doors suddenly closing in their life. Things they once controlled now slip away. And they won't always know why, but the universe knows, God knows. You cannot harm what heaven protects and walk away clean. So when someone places their hands on a chosen one, they don't just start a fight, they start a reaction, a burn they can't run from, a lesson they can't forget, because the chosen may look quiet, but they carry thunder in their spirit, and the ones who try to break them always feel the lightning. When someone betrays or slanders a chosen one, they may think nothing will happen. They might feel proud, powerful, or even satisfied after doing it. But what they don't see is that they've just opened the door to something dangerous, spiritual consequences. People often wonder why, after turning on someone who was kind, loyal, or innocent, their life starts falling apart, slowly and in ways they didn't expect. That's because when you harm a chosen one, you're not just hurting a person, you're touching something divinely protected, and the universe always responds. At first, things might seem normal, but then the patterns begin. It starts with small delays, missed job opportunities, constant car problems, friendships that suddenly fall apart. They try to fix things, but nothing seems to work. The more they push, the more blocked life feels. Some people face financial collapse. They lose money in strange ways. Investments fail, jobs disappear, and everything they saved begins to vanish. Bills pile up, stress increases, and doors that once opened for them now feel shut with no key in sight. Others experience emotional turmoil. They can't sleep at night, their mind races. They start feeling alone, even in a crowd. People begin to pull away from them without knowing why. They feel anxious, restless, and sometimes even haunted by guilt or confusion. And for some, the result is public shame. Secrets come out, lies are exposed. The very things they tried to hide start surfacing at the worst possible time. Their reputation, which once felt strong, begins to crumble in front of everyone. These things don't happen by accident. The universe is not blind. When someone turns against a chosen one, especially someone who was placed in their life to help or guide them, there's a cost. They may not recognize it as punishment, but over time they feel the weight of what they did. The chosen are not perfect, but they are divinely assigned. Their presence in someone's life often brings peace, growth, and protection. So when someone slanders them, betrays them, or tries to tear them down, they're not just rejecting a person, they're rejecting a blessing. It's like smashing a seed before it blooms. You don't just lose the flower, you lose the future fruit. The gift that could have helped you is gone. So the pain they caused returns, but not as a quick slap. It returns as patterns. Strange, unexplainable, ongoing patterns of loss, delay, and despair. And the worst part? It doesn't stop until they realize what they've done and truly make it right. Because hurting a chosen one doesn't just affect one moment, it affects everything after. The peace they took becomes the peace they now chase, the lies they told become the truth that haunts them, and the door they slammed might have been the only door meant to save them. Every action we take sends out energy. Words, thoughts, intentions, they don't just disappear into thin air, they go somewhere. And eventually, they come back, especially when aimed at a chosen one. See, when someone throws hate, lies, or jealousy toward a chosen one, they might feel bold for a moment. They might even feel like they've won. But what they don't know is that the universe is always watching. And the universe, it keeps receipts. What they send out doesn't just come back the same way. It returns multiplied. 3 times, 7 times, even 100 times over. They whispered lies. The truth will scream louder, 3 times louder. They laughed when you cried. Their own tears will fall, 7 times heavier. They tried to block your path. Watch as their own road crumbles, 100 times faster than they expected. That's not revenge, that's spiritual justice. Because energy never dies. It moves, it circles, it builds. And the more force they use to hurt someone protected by the divine, the more force that energy gathers on its way back. Sometimes it hits their money, opportunities vanish. Sometimes it hits their mind, peace disappears. Sometimes it hits their body, exhaustion takes over and nothing seems to heal. And still, they wonder, why is everything going wrong? But the answer is simple. The universe doesn't forget. The energy they put out didn't just go away, it multiplied, it circled, and now it returns. Tree X, Yedikat, Nurukealam, not to destroy them, but to teach them, because spiritual laws don't need police, they don't need courtrooms, they don't even need words. The law of return handles everything, quietly, fairly, and powerfully. And for the chosen ones, you don't have to fight back. You don't have to explain. The energy will speak for you. The results will speak for you. The return will speak for you. So if anyone's ever wronged you, lied on your name, mocked your journey, or tried to block your light, don't chase revenge. Just keep walking, keep healing, keep rising, because what they sent, it's already coming back. Try X, 7X, even 100X. And the universe, well, it always keeps the receipts. Some people don't just want to win, they want to control. They don't just want peace, they want power. And when they see a chosen one walking in quiet strength, it shakes something inside them. They try to compete, they try to take over, they try to crush or silence someone who was never trying to fight them in the first place. And yet, what they wanted the most, it's the very thing they end up losing. This is spiritual law in motion. If they chased status thinking they were better, smarter, or more important than you, they lose their platform. The respect fades. The crowd goes quiet. And suddenly, no one's listening anymore. If they craved control, trying to twist your story, manipulate people against you, or pull strings behind the scenes, the strings snap. People stop following them. The same control they tried to force becomes a weight they can't carry. Before touching the chosen, their lives may seem calm on the surface. They walk with an air of confidence, pretending that everything is in place. They appear content, maybe even joyful, wrapped in the illusion of control. Everything seems to be going according to their plans. They are surrounded by people who admire them, basking in the glow of their own success. They hold on to their fake joy, thinking they've found the secret to happiness. But deep inside, there's a void. The happiness they show is like a mask, covering the insecurity and emptiness that they refuse to acknowledge. However, once they decide to harm or betray the chosen, something shifts on a spiritual level. The moment they touch the chosen's energy, whether through betrayal, lies, or slander, they disturb a divine order. What once seemed like peace slowly begins to unravel. Their fake joy fades, replaced by an overwhelming sense of restlessness. The calm they once had is replaced with a deep inner turmoil, like a storm they can't escape. Their nights, once filled with peaceful sleep, become restless and full of anxiety. Sleepless nights become the norm as their mind races with guilt, fear, or paranoia. The peace they once claimed to have, it's gone, replaced by chaos. Where there was once confidence, now there's self-doubt. Where there was fake joy, now there is a constant, gnawing emptiness. The divine balance they disturbed comes back not with vengeance, but with a quiet, persistent reminder of the price of their actions. The chaos they now feel within is the result of their own decisions, of disrupting the harmony that once surrounded them. Their false sense of control slips away, and they're left grappling with the reality that what they thought they could manipulate has begun to control them instead. The chosen ones are never truly alone, even in their most vulnerable moments. While the world may only see the physical, there are powerful, unseen forces that stand by them. Spiritual bodyguards, invisible yet always present. These forces don't operate in ways the average person can see, but they are active in real time, fighting battles that go unnoticed by the eye. Imagine walking through life, facing challenges, and feeling like you're walking with an invisible shield. That's the reality for the chosen. They move through the world seemingly calm, even when others might struggle or fall under the weight of their circumstances. This calmness isn't a sign of weakness, nor is it a coincidence. It's the quiet strength of divine protection at work. The attacks others might face head-on, anger, jealousy, deception, are absorbed, deflected, or simply repelled by these unseen forces. What others can't perceive is the battle being waged in the spiritual realm right alongside them. It's the quiet whisper that turns an enemy's harsh words into mere noise. It's the powerful presence that shields their path from harmful intentions, diverting negative energy before it can even touch them. Like guardian angels, these spiritual protectors are in constant motion, working tirelessly to ensure the chosen ones remain aligned with their purpose. The protection isn't just reactive, it's proactive. These forces step in before danger can fully materialize. When negative energy is thrown toward the chosen, it's often deflected or turned back toward its source, sometimes in ways the attacker never expects. These divine bodyguards don't need to show their faces to make their presence known. They work behind the scenes, keeping the chosen on course, ensuring that every step they take is guided by something much greater than themselves. When the chosen face hardships or moments of doubt, they may not realize it, but they are being guarded, supported, and guided every step of the way. The unseen forces are always watching, always fighting, ensuring that the chosen ones are never truly alone, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. The chosen understand a powerful secret. Sometimes silence is the strongest response. In a world that often values noise, reaction, and confrontation, they know that the true power lies in restraint. When others attack, insult, or try to provoke, the chosen remain calm, silent, and unmoved. It's not because they are weak or afraid, it's because they trust something greater than themselves. In those moments when the chosen stays silent, it's not an absence of action, it's a powerful act of faith. They understand that fighting back only feeds the cycle of negativity. Responding with anger or retaliation keeps the energy flowing in the wrong direction. Instead, the chosen know that by holding their peace, they allow the divine forces to step in and handle things in a way that no human action could ever match. When they choose silence, they let the universe become their weapon. The divine is not passive, it moves, it protects, and it acts on behalf of the chosen. The universe works in ways that are beyond human understanding, using forces that can't be seen but are felt deeply. The chosen have learned that their restraint amplifies the power of the divine. It's as if they are stepping out of the way, trusting that the divine knows exactly how to handle the situation in ways far more effective than anything they could do. The divine is not silent, it's not passive, it's a force that works in ways beyond human comprehension, often returning in unexpected ways. That person who slanders them, they'll feel the consequences, but not from the chosen. The divine is doing the work. That person who tries to block their path, the obstacles will start to crumble, but not through the chosen's own actions. It's the divine that's clearing the way. This is where true power lies, the power of restraint. The chosen don't need to fight back because they trust that the divine will handle what they cannot. Every time they hold their peace, they allow the divine to step in and turn what would have been a battle into a victory without a single word spoken. It's the quiet assurance that they are never alone and that the universe has their back. Sometimes the law of return moves in silence, waiting, watching, and observing. It doesn't always act immediately, and for some, that delay creates a false sense of security. They might think that their actions, their betrayals, or their injustices have gone unnoticed. They might feel like they've gotten away with it, thinking the consequences will never come. But here's the thing about the law, it never forgets. When the law of return strikes, it does so with devastating precision. What seems like a slow burn, a delay, can often be the universe giving someone time to reflect, time to change, time to make things right. But when the moment finally arrives and the law acts, the impact is undeniable. The consequences are so powerful, so precise, that there is no mistaking what's happening. It's like a storm that's been quietly gathering strength for days. The skies may be calm, but then, without warning, the wind picks up, the clouds turn dark, and the rain comes pouring down. The fury of that storm is a result of all that pent-up energy, all the forces that were waiting to be released. In the same way, the law of return holds its power in reserve, waiting for the right moment to unleash its full force. For those who have wronged the chosen, when the law strikes, it's never subtle. It's not a small inconvenience or a minor setback. It's a profound, life-altering change. It could be the loss of everything they once held dear, their reputation, their wealth, their relationships, or even their sense of security. They may have thought they could escape, but in the end, the law always catches up, and it does so in a way that cannot be ignored. The delay is not a sign of weakness, nor is it a sign of mercy. It's the universe's way of ensuring that when the consequences arrive, they're not just felt, they're understood. The slow build-up is the perfect setup for a devastating punch. When it lands, there's no question about why things are happening the way they are. The law waits, and it does so with purpose, but when it strikes, its impact is unavoidable, and the lessons learned are unforgettable. Don't mistake quiet seasons for weakness, those moments when the chosen seem to move through life with grace and composure, facing challenges without outward signs of struggle. To the untrained eye, it may appear as though nothing is happening, that they are simply drifting or even being passive. But in reality, these periods of stillness are anything but weak. In fact, they are the calm before a divine storm. The chosen are not walking this path alone. They are being watched, not just by the eyes of the world, but by higher realms, forces far beyond what can be seen or understood in the physical world. These realms are filled with guardians, spiritual mentors, and ancient protectors who are keenly aware of every step the chosen take. And while the chosen may appear calm, the universe is in constant motion on their behalf. Every move they make is being guided, every decision they ponder is being watched, and every intention they set is being heard in realms far beyond our comprehension. It's during these quiet seasons that the chosen are being prepared, shaped, and aligned for something greater. The stillness is not a sign of stagnation, but of spiritual growth and protection. The higher realms are not passive observers, they are active participants in the journey of the chosen. While the world around them may seem quiet, the energy around the chosen is alive, moving, and filled with purpose. The chosen know this. They understand that their journey is not just one of physical experiences, it is a spiritual odyssey, and every quiet moment is charged with unseen power. The lack of outward action is a strategic pause, a moment of alignment before the divine forces begin to move on their behalf. They are being prepared for what's coming next, and those higher realms are watching, waiting, and protecting them for the moment when they are called to act. It is in these quiet seasons that the spiritual intrigue deepens. The mysteries of the universe unfold in subtle ways, and the chosen become attuned to the whispers of the divine. It's a time of rest, of reflection, and of preparation. What might seem like a peaceful lull to the outside world is, in fact, a sacred period of elevation. The higher realms are not just watching, they are intervening, orchestrating, and guiding the chosen in ways that are beyond human understanding. So the next time you witness a season of silence in the life of the chosen, remember this: they are not idle. They are being aligned with something much greater than the eyes can see, and the forces of the higher realms are at work, shaping them for the divine purpose they are destined to fulfill. If you've ever felt the weight of being targeted, misunderstood, or even attacked while simply doing good in the world, this is your confirmation. You're not cursed, you're called. It's a hard truth to swallow sometimes, especially when you feel like you've been putting in the work, doing the right things, and yet it seems like the universe has turned against you. Maybe you've been helping others, spreading positivity, or walking a path of kindness, only to find that those very efforts seem to attract hostility, criticism, or even sabotage. But I need you to understand this: you are not alone, you are not cursed, nor are you being punished. In fact, what you're experiencing is a sign that you are exactly where you're meant to be. It's a confirmation that you are fulfilling a higher purpose, and sometimes that purpose attracts resistance. Why? Because the light you are bringing into the world challenges the darkness. The goodness you are spreading makes the shadows uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're making a difference. And that's a very powerful thing. When you step into your purpose, especially when that purpose is to do good, you are stepping into the spotlight of divine alignment. And with that comes attention, not all of it positive. The forces of resistance are real. People who are threatened by your light or jealous of your goodness may try to tear you down. They may twist your words, spread lies, or make you feel like you don't belong. But this is part of the journey. It's not an indication that you're wrong or that you're on the wrong path. Quite the opposite. Think about this for a moment. The more someone does to bring light into the world, the more they stand out. And the more they stand out, the more they become a target. When you are doing good, when you are serving others with pure intentions, you are embodying a higher calling. And this is something that resonates with the unseen realms, with a force much greater than yourself. And just like any hero or leader, when you rise, you're going to face opposition. That's a natural part of fulfilling a bigger destiny. But here's the truth you need to embrace. Your calling isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be fulfilling. It's meant to shape you, grow you, and bring you closer to the fullness of who you are supposed to be. And in the process, the struggles, the hardships, the betrayals, and the negativity that you face are part of your transformation. They are teaching you resilience, patience, and the ability to stay grounded and focused on your true purpose. These challenges are not punishments. They are stepping stones toward the greatness that awaits you. Let me tell you this clearly. You are not weak because you are being targeted. You are not cursed. You are being refined. Your spirit is being tested, but it is being strengthened. The more resistance you face, the stronger your light becomes. And eventually you'll realize that every attempt to pull you down only propels you higher. You are chosen. Your light is meant to shine, and no amount of darkness can put it out. Those who try to diminish your spirit will find themselves facing consequences that they never expected. You see, the law of the universe is clear. What you send out returns to you multiplied. So while you may feel the sting of attacks, know that those who target you are only setting themselves up for a return they may not be prepared for. And that's not your concern, it's not your fight. But here's the beauty of it all. As you stay true to your calling, as you continue to walk in light, you'll see the universe begin to shift around you. People who once criticized or targeted you will find themselves confused. As your strength grows, your success increases, and your impact becomes undeniable. You'll attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the divine support that you need. This isn't a message of passive waiting, it's a message of active confidence. Know who you are, know what you're meant to do. Stay true to your mission, because you're not just living for today, you're living for a bigger purpose, one that's destined to leave a lasting mark. So to anyone who feels they've been targeted for simply doing good, know this. You are not cursed, you are called. And the road you're walking is one that will lead to incredible growth, impact, and fulfillment. Keep moving forward, knowing that every challenge you face is a sign of your strength, not your weakness. You are not only chosen, you are destined for greatness. When they rise against you, remember this: their attack is your proof. It's not a sign of weakness or failure, it's evidence of your power, your light, and your purpose. Think about it. Why would anyone bother to target you if you didn't have something worth attacking? Their aggression towards you is a reflection of the strength you carry. You are too powerful for them to ignore. Your light, your energy, your purpose, it's all too heavy for them to bear. They see something in you that they cannot comprehend. They see the truth of who you are, even when you doubt it yourself. And because they can't handle the radiance you bring into the world, they try to diminish it. But here's the twist: their attempt to bring you down only confirms that you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are a force, a beacon of light. And what do shadows do when they encounter light? They shrink, they retreat, they disappear. They cannot stay where light is thriving. Your very presence exposes their darkness, and that's what they can't stand. They can't bear the weight of your light, because it forces them to face their own shadows, their own insecurities, their own fears, and rather than confront them, they choose to attack you. But let me tell you something important. Their attacks are not a reflection of your weakness, but a reflection of your strength. If they weren't threatened by you, they wouldn't waste their energy. The fact that they are trying to tear you down means that your light is brighter than they can handle. You intimidate them, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're doing something right. You're walking your truth, and that truth is shaking things up. So don't shrink back, don't second-guess yourself. Your light is meant to shine, even when they try to dim it. Every challenge, every negative comment, every attempt to bring you down is proof that you are on the right path. Their attempts to break you are the universe's way of showing you that your light is so powerful, it's disturbing the very forces that seek to keep things in the dark. And that's something worth celebrating. Remember, you carry a light too heavy for them to bear, and that's exactly why you should never allow their words or actions to sway you. You are powerful, you are unstoppable. Keep rising, keep shining, and let their attacks remind you that you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are too strong, too bright, and too destined for greatness to be held down. Let them talk, let them plot. The law is already moving. You don't need to respond. You don't need to explain yourself. The universe, the divine, the very forces that govern this world are already in motion on your behalf. Every word they speak, every plan they make, every attack they launch, it's already being accounted for. You don't have to lift a finger. The law of return is active, relentless, and it's working behind the scenes in ways you can't even begin to understand. While they waste their energy on negativity, you continue to walk your path in silence. There's a quiet power in not reacting, a quiet strength in knowing that everything they do will eventually return to them. The universe doesn't need your permission to bring balance. It's already set in motion, so let them talk, let them plot, let them believe they can alter your course, but in the end their actions will only amplify your rise, and that's something they won't be able to stop. Your silence is your strength, and your path is already secured. There's a power in your silence that they'll never understand. They may think they can shake you, that they can break you down with their words or their schemes, but the truth is you are untouchable. The universe is working in your favor even when you don't see it. Every insult, every betrayal, every attempt to undermine you is already being accounted for. And the consequences of their actions? They are coming in ways that will leave them stunned. You don't need to rush to defend yourself. You don't need to fight every battle or prove your worth. The law of return doesn't need your help. It's a force that works with divine precision. It's already set into motion, weaving the consequences of their actions into the fabric of their lives. What they've sent out will always come back, multiplied, often in ways they least expect. Their arrogance will be their downfall. As they plot and scheme, remember, you are being guided, protected, and carried by something far greater than their petty attacks. Your peace, your purpose, your destiny, it cannot be disturbed by their noise. Your actions, your energy, your integrity are what truly matter. They can keep talking, keep plotting, but the path you're walking is already laid out. You are aligned with a greater power that will always move on your behalf. So, stand tall, walk forward with purpose. Let them waste their energy while you focus on what truly matters. In the end, your success will speak louder than their words. Let them talk, let them plot. The law is already moving, and it's bringing everything into perfect balance. What happens to those who attack the chosen? The same thing that happens to those who spit into the wind. It always comes back. It may seem like they are getting away with it in the moment. The words they speak, the actions they take, the attempts to tear down what you've built, everything might seem to go unnoticed. But in reality, nothing goes unaccounted for. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, even when it seems like the odds are stacked against you. When they rise against you, when they try to break your spirit or destroy your peace, they are not just attacking a person, they are attacking something much bigger. They are challenging the flow of the universe, the divine purpose that moves through you, and that is never a fight they can win. It's like spitting into the wind. It may seem like a harmless act at first, but in the end, that very spit will find its way back to them with force, with precision, and in a way they never anticipated. Those who attack the chosen may believe they are stronger, that their words or actions will silence you, that their tactics will break your resolve. But what they fail to understand is that they are standing against a force far greater than anything they can muster. They are standing against destiny. They are standing against the path that you were always meant to walk, and they are underestimating the power of the divine in your life. So what happens to them? They may find that their attacks create ripples in their own lives, small at first, but growing over time. The chaos they try to create for you will eventually turn on them. The lies they tell will come back to them as truths that they can no longer deny. The divisions they sow will fester and spread within their own hearts, breaking their relationships and turning their own communities against them. What they thought was an easy victory, a small act of sabotage, becomes their undoing. Those who attempt to destroy the chosen often find themselves lost in the very mess they tried to create. They face setbacks, betrayals, and losses that are inexplicable, seemingly out of nowhere. Their financial stability might crumble, their personal lives might unravel, and the sense of control they once had begins to slip away. What they sent out into the world returns to them, and it is not what they expected. It is multiplied, it is amplified, and it comes back in ways that they cannot escape. It is the law of the universe, and it cannot be escaped. What you send out will always return, and it will return multiplied. The pain they tried to inflict on you will be reflected back in their own lives, but with greater intensity. Their actions, no matter how small they seemed, will echo through their days and nights. They may find themselves trapped in cycles of failure, confusion, and despair, wondering how they ended up where they are, but the answer is simple. They created this for themselves. But let's be clear, this is not about revenge. The chosen do not seek retribution. They do not lower themselves to the level of their attackers. Their strength lies in their ability to remain calm, to hold their ground, to continue walking their path despite the storms others try to create around them. The chosen understand that the universe will take care of things in its own time, and the consequences will be far more potent than any revenge they could ever seek. In the end, those who rise against the chosen are left facing the full force of the spiritual law they unknowingly triggered. The wind has returned their spit, not as they intended, but in a way they can no longer ignore. The consequences come swiftly, and they come without mercy, not because they are cruel, but because they are just. The universe does not forget, it balances, and those who try to harm the chosen will soon find that the very energy they sent out into the world comes back to them like the wind returning the spit they so carelessly cast. And in that moment they will know the truth. What goes around truly comes back around. Just like spitting into the wind, their actions have returned to them, and it will be something they cannot avoid, cannot deny, and cannot escape. The law is as certain as the wind itself, and nothing can stop its return.